Hi, this is Jeff Allison with Allison Customs. Thanks for watching. Hope you enjoy this video. Welcome back to Allison Customs Project Car TV. And this week's project is a new tool stand for my sheet metal tool.
It's a nice little piece of equipment. It works really well in the shop for small projects. Gives you a nice little box break. Problem is I put it on this stand that I bought at the same time and kind of modified it, flipped the top shelf over to give me a place to actually mount it to. And after just a month's worth of use, you can see that the wheels are giving out. They're starting to buckle in. And it's actually not the wheels themselves, it's that bottom shelf that doesn't have any strength left. You can actually see a couple bends in the sheet metal. If you look at the inside of the drawer there, you can see quite a few bent areas. And this is making it completely unstable, unsafe. Can't really make use of it. So, new project this week is to build a new cart for this. I'm going to make it a little wider, a little longer. Probably reuse the shelves so that just to give me some storage. And then I can start getting some parts made back on the Mustang over here. And I've got another video about to come out with that one as well. For those of you who commented last time, thank you. This current cart is 16 inches by about 32 inches. Show you those dimensions. And maybe 33 inches there, and that's all the way out to the handle end. So my new cart, what I'm planning to do is make it out of some angle iron. You can see it here. And it's 2 inch by 2 inch angle iron, 3/16 thick. So it's overkill probably, but I'm tired of having something that's unsafe in the shop. And I'm going to make it probably 20 to 22 inches wide, and then probably make it close to 36 inches long. I'm going to reuse the casters off this cart, reuse the shelves off this cart, and put all those into the new one. We'll see whether we get a paint job on it or not, but at least we'll get a nice strong cart out of it. And first trick will be to do a layout on the angle iron, get it cut, and then we'll get it squared up so we can start welding. Okay, so this is going to be one of the end pieces that's 22 inches long. You can see where I've marked it here with soapstone, and that's where I'm going to notch it in so that the other sides fit. You could miter it. I'm just going to notch these. Probably this might be a little more work actually than just putting a 45-degree angle on there, but it's just how I chose to do it. Okay, so using a cutoff wheel and a grinder, I notched out the short side of the rectangle, and that'll let it so that this whole piece will slide in, and I can just put it on a square, get it all squared up. And once I have the whole thing tack welded together, make sure it's all square, then I got to build another one just like it. One will be the bottom for the wheels to mount to, and one will be the top for the tool to rest on or bolt to. And then we'll get the shelves in the middle. Okay, so working on the second rectangle now for the either the upper or the lower. They don't really matter, they're identical. And so I'd show you, so when I notched the short sides, and honestly after doing it this way, the amount of welding and the grinding and cutting to get it all done, probably would have been better just to miter it. Because if you did a miter cut with a 45 on each end, you're going to get plenty of weld and plenty of strength out of it, and much faster. So in the future, or for your own reference, if you decided to make something similar, that would be the method I'd recommend. And we're going to get this one laid out, squared up, and get it tacked together. Okay, so here's one of the ways I cheat. Spent quite a bit of time getting the bottom one square, and what's most important when you're working two shelves here is A, you want them square, but B, you want them exactly the same size and shape. So the easiest way to do that is once you get all your pieces cut, just clamp one to the other. With the bottom one squared up and welded, I can then use it as a form or a guide to lay out the top one, clamp it to it, and then I can just weld it straight up. So that's a quick and easy way to get it, and then it's a matter of building up my legs on the to separate the two shelves. Okay, so now I've got all four legs welded on. They're all square with the bottom frame there. The next step is to unclamp the two frames and clamp the other one up top and get it equal distance from the bottom frame to the top frame all the way around, and then weld that one. So I'm using a lot of clamps, and take your time, make sure you get it all square. Just put tack welds in. You can use a tack weld to pull a upright one direction or the other as you're doing it. I've got these welded in solid now that I got them square. So this next step, we'll get it pulled, unclamped, and get the next one laid up. Okay, so I've got the frame all welded up, and a couple of the end welds there ground down, so if you were walking around it, you wouldn't hang your clothes up on it or anything. And the next thing I'm going to do is go back in here, take this other cart apart, and use the bottom and middle shelf as storage in the cart I built, or the rack I built. And that, of course, these are narrower and shorter, so I'm going to need at least 3 of the arms. I'll probably shove it into one corner and then use 3 of the uprights there just to support it all, tie it into the top. So that's the next step. Okay guys, so here's the cart. You can see I jumped ahead a few steps here, got busy and forgot to get the camera out. So what it is, just took the wheels off the original cart. I cut the top arms down just a little bit, and welded an extra piece of flat bar in down here in this corner, or all the way across, I guess, so that it supports that side of the shelf. And then I just welded all the arms and everything into the stand. That gives me storage for my blades for the press, or for the brake rather, and gives me some place to store some tools. I got to clean it out now. There's quite a bit of grinding dust. And then back here on this one leg that was kind of all by itself, I just took a piece of scrap metal I had and put a little gusset in there to weld that arm in. And then the last step here, finishing the cart, is I'm going to put a piece of probably 3/16 or 1/4 inch plate on top of it, weld that down, and once that's down, then I can take that old plate off of the bottom of the tool there. It's got 3 or 4 bolts holding it on. Drop that off, set it up on this cart, and then I'll have a tool ready to use. So it's been about a 4 or 5 hour project, which probably took longer than it should have, but I'm pretty particular about how everything fits together. And leaves me some room. You can see back over here, I may at later time, I may add some rails in there. I could add some hooks or something for some tools to hang off of it. And the same on this other end. I could weld in a few more rails or something and add hooks or something like that to store everything, and it'd still all be kind of inside the cart. Well, that's the cart. Next up, I'll get the top on it. I got a 1/4 inch plate on top. I just had the metal company. I didn't have any 1/4 inch plate here, or even 3/16, which both would have been more than sufficient. So I just called them up this morning and had them shear out a piece for me. So gives me a nice workstation, place, good stable price for the tool to rest, and still some storage shelves, so I didn't lose the. Oh, I don't know. I think those shelves are. Again, a Harbor Freight thing, probably a $30 item on sale. And so I still get the storage, didn't have to build shelves, that kind of thing. So the next step is just to mount this on, so it's a matter of getting it where I want it, marking the holes, drilling them, and then bolting it down. Well, here's the finished stand with the tool mounted, and down on this end over here I have a little handle, so it makes it a little easier to drag it around. I just need to clean out the drawers, grinding dust and the bolts and stuff from when I took the old shelving unit apart. But now it's nice and stable. It's got plenty of strength to it. It's not going anywhere. So that'll give us a nice workstation. And when we're not using it, we can roll it into a corner and put it away. Again, thanks for watching these YouTube videos, and I'll get started on the next one now. Back on the Mustang, and showing you guys some of the custom touches for the firewall, that kind of stuff. Now that I've got that other tool done, I can finish up the firewall, and I've got a video that I've started to show you how I went about laying this out. So I'll pass that on as soon as I get it done. Thanks.
Thanks for watching. Check AllisonCustomsOnline.com for updates on this project and many others.